They called me the intern. Quiet kid, coffee runner, keyboard monkey. But the whole time, I was the one holding their entire system together. They didn't notice. Not until I left. I started at Virion Tech as an intern. No title, no recognition. Just at support intern, my first real job out of college. I wasn't from Stanford or MIT, just some kid from Ohio with a hand-me-down laptop and a habit of coding through the night. On my first day, they handed me a broken headset and told me to follow Josh, the senior engineer. Josh spent most of his day browsing Reddit and pretending to look busy during stand-ups. Nobody expected much from me. I was the do what you're told and don't ask questions kind of intern. But I paid attention. Everything was broken. Outdated APs, legacy code no one wanted to touch, deployment scripts that failed every week, no automation, no real-time monitoring. The back end was stitched together like a Frankenstein monster, and the front end was full of duplicated logic that didn't even work on mobile. Every sprint was just a race to patch old messes instead of building anything new. Clients were always complaining. Devs were burnt out. Management didn't seem to care as long as the invoices kept going out, so I started staying late. Not because anyone asked me to, but because I couldn't ignore the inefficiencies. I'd sit there at my desk with cold takeout, reading through the code base like a puzzle that needed solving. The first thing I did was fix a small piece of the internal dashboard and inventory tracker that crashed at random. I rewrote it from scratch, optimized the queries, simplified the logic, and built in some catching. I cut the load time from 14 seconds to under 2. When Josh came in the next day and saw it working, he didn't even ask where it came from. He showed it off in the next team meeting like it was his own personal weekend project. Everyone clapped. I didn't say anything. Then I built a deployment automation tool, my own custom pipeline with rollback support, error logging inversion, tagging before. It took 4 people 2 hours to deploy anything. My script brought that down to 5 minutes and could be triggered with one command. Josh said he found the script online and customized it. Got a bonus. I got asked to refill the coffee machine after that. I added a dynamic monitoring system that would ping developers the moment a critical endpoint failed. Before that, we only found out something was broken after clients started yelling. My system caught issues in seconds. Devs loved it. Bugs got fixed faster. Client satisfaction actually went up. And of course, Josh demoted in a cross-team meeting as a collaborative improvement. He even threw in a joke about interns being good for morale. Then came something big. I found a vulnerability in their payment gateway. It was subtle, but with the right parameters, someone could double charge or duplicate a transaction without triggering alerts. I patched it myself, wrote a full report, and submitted it directly to our manager, Carla. She thanked me in Slack and forwarded it to the leadership team as a great catch by the engineering team. The next month, Carla and Josh got an all-expenses-paid trip to a cybersecurity conference in San Diego. I got a company mug. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a team. It was a siphon. Everyone else was collecting credit. I was the fuel. They used me for what they needed and pushed me back into the shadows. So I stopped sharing. Instead, I started building at night. I would take the problems I'd solved at Virion, the bugs, the lag, the clunky interfaces, the manual processes, and I rebuilt them. Only this time, they were mine. Clean, modular, transparent. I started designing a SaaS platform for small businesses that couldn't afford bloated enterprise software. Something fast, secure, and easy to integrate. I called it Threadbase. Wrote every line of code myself. I designed the dashboard, the analytics engine, even the onboarding flow. While Virion was still handling data exports manually, I built real-time syncing with customizable triggers. While they were still emailing CSVs, Threadbase had live charts with one-click reporting. I even created a smart assistant bot that monitored user behavior and suggested features based on usage patterns. I didn't launch it with a big splash. I just put it out there quietly. Simple landing page, a freemium tier, and a few Reddit posts in small business forums. Within 2 weeks, I had my first paying client, then another, then 5. Word started spreading. By the end of the 4th month, Threadbase had over 40 active users, and one of them used to be a Virion client who had dropped them after a major outage. Now, they were happily using my platform and saving money. Then came the twist. Josh got promoted to director of engineering. He pushed through a major back-end restructure to impress leadership, but he didn't test it. No rollback plan. The system went down for 4 hours on a Monday morning. 3 clients pulled out their biggest account, suspended their contract pending a review. Everyone panicked. Josh tried to restore the old scripts, but I had already deleted them from the repo. A week later, Kata messaged me. She said she wanted to catch up and asked if I'd be open to some consulting. Apparently they were trying to rebuild some of the internal tools I had created. She had no idea I was the founder of Threadbase, so I responded. I said I'd be happy to help, and that some of Virian's former clients were already using my platform. I sent her a link to our enterprise pricing page and offered a migration discount. She never replied. Now Threadbase has 12 full-time employees, including a few developers who used to work at Virian but got laid off after the outage. We serve over 200 business clients and recently signed a partnership with a growing POS company to offer integration features. I still write code, but now I get to choose the projects. No one steals the credit. No one claps for something they didn't build. As for Virian, they're still recovering. Their latest job posting, Junior Automation Engineer? Funny, that's the same role they gave me officially when I was just the intern. Sometimes I think about applying just to see if Josh recognizes my name, but I'm busy building something of my own.